Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Lightning Blade Master. So the Lightning Blade Master has been changed a lot, and it's very flashy, and I quite like it. So the first skill over here is increased damage for your Hone Strike or your right mouse button. Same thing as the Fire Blade Master, your V is going to increase your critical damage by 30%. And then finally over here is whenever you use your 4, you basically just deal more damage. So down here, it's again, you get more lifesteal with your C and your regular attack, 5% more of your maximum HP. So for example, your C, you're going to get 15% of your maximum HP, while with your LMB, you're just going to get a flat 5%. This is your CC resist, so your SS, you're going to be able to SS or flock of blades out of stuns, out of knockdowns, out of dazes. It's extremely useful. So here's the third skill. Here's where things are different between the Fire and the Lightning Blade Master. So you'll be able to see that my V now moves 16 meters forward instead of 8. My SS will move 12 meters instead of 8. My Q and my E move 5 meters instead of 3 meters. So basically these are all movement abilities, allow me to move further away from the target, give me more space. Over here is exactly the same as the Fire Blade Master, it's your home moon skills. This one is the team one, this one's for yourself only, and it heals 5% of your HP every time you get hit while using it. And this one's the anti-CC one. Here is the same over here. It's decreased the cooldown of all your knockdown abilities. This one allows you to stun, however increases some cooldowns such as your dash, your 2. And then this one is where things get interesting. This is like an invisible strike. I really like the skill. It looks really flashy, but it's not that practical. If you hit the target immediately, you will stun them for 2 seconds. However, if you delay the attack, you'll stun them for 3 seconds. So what do I mean by delaying the attack? So when you use your Z skill, you can only use it in draw stance, and then this is what it looks like. You see that slash over there and then that gust of wind afterwards? So that gust of wind comes out 2 seconds later. So as long as the first hit doesn't actually hit the target, and then you target whoever you want to hit after, then it'll stun them for 3 seconds. So I'll show you that now. See how cool that is? So basically you can aim any direction to use your Z skill to hit an attack, and then you target someone. And then if they have 1 CC bar, they're gonna be stunned for 3 seconds, which is pretty cool. It's like, you know, it's like those anime where they do that invisible strike. It's like, oh, you know, the actual strike is delayed, which is pretty cool. However, you can hit directly with the first attack, however, it'll only stun for 2 seconds. So I quite like this attack, and there's a follow-up with this attack too. When you're in basic stance and you use your Z, you can go transition from Z into this. So you're gonna press Z twice. You do this, and then you do that. But yeah, so this attack is pretty cool. I like it because of how flashy it is. But in a regular raid, I would probably stick with the KD one or the stun one. But, you know, definitely having this is really cool in PvP. You can pull off some crazy stuff. The bottom row, as usual, is the most interesting row. So the first skill over here is whenever you dash through a target, you can use an F skill and use a really cool attack. However, the charge up time is extremely long. So I'm going to show you that now. So again, you need to be in draw stance. And then when you dash to the target, now you'll see that there's an F skill. And you'll charge up into the sky and then hit them once. And it doesn't do that much damage. It only deals 53 to 59k DPS. However, you are going to be stuck in the air for 2 seconds while doing this. So keep that in mind. I'll show you again. And I dash through and press F. You jump up into the air, charge up your sword, and smash down. So the second skill over here is pretty cool. I find it very useful because it increases the duration of your iframe. So when you SS, it gives you 1 second of iframe. When you Q and E, it also gives you 1 second of iframe on each. So I feel like this one is extremely useful, especially for Blade Masters, because, you know, your QE normally only gives you 0.5 second iframe. This is essentially doubling it, which is very nice. And finally, this skill over here is very interesting. I quite like this skill. So the way this skill works is it changes your left mouse button when you're in draw stance. So instead of lifestealing 2% of your HP with the regular auto attack, you'll lifesteal 3%. And it also increases your base damage, and whenever you crit with this attack, you get 1 focus back. So essentially, if your crit chance is high enough, you won't even have to use your tab to go into fulmination, or whatever the skill is called in English, to maintain your left click, right click animation cancel. However, it does remove the rolling typhoon thing. You don't get that range of 8 meters anymore. You only get the range of 4 meters. However, I don't see this as a problem because your main bread and butter is mainly going to be your right click, which is your hone strike, and that range is only 3 meters. So I quite like this skill. It also changes your C skill in draw stance, where you do this 10 hit combo. It doesn't look very flashy, but you feel pretty badass if all 10 crit. So I'll show you it now. So over here, I'm just gonna go in regularly. I'm not gonna use my V just for the sake of this video. You just see here that animation cancel, and then you can see that my focus doesn't really go down that fast yet since I have OK crit. And then finally, here's my C skill. You'll see that I kind of do like a split thing, like those anime moves where you like split into multiple copies of yourself. You kind of do that. I'll turn off my UI to show you a better look of it, and I'll zoom in the camera. So here, and that's it. So you just hit the target really fast for 10 times. It's a 10 hit combo whenever you use that skill. However, keep in mind, in order to use this skill, you have to hit the target 10 times with your regular auto attack over here before this skill becomes available. And there's a 30-second cooldown. It's called like 10 hit assassination skill, which is pretty cool. So I like the spec a lot, mainly because of, you know, the nature of the thing. It just feels cool and looks cool. However, obviously having that extra iframe is extremely strong. So for PvE, my regular setup would probably be increased damage with the hone strike. I quite like the movement abilities, the movements. However, you need to get used to this. Then I have the regular home block. As for over here, I like to use the really flashy move. So this is what I usually do as a loadout for PvE. So I'll show you a short opening on what I do usually. And then I can use my C skill here. It doesn't do much damage, but it definitely feels cool when I do it. So you can see that, you know, with the lightning BM, with the assassination spec that I'm using, it you know, focus does run out, but not as bad. You know, it's not as gear intensive, or it doesn't require as good gear as before. So I feel like, you know, they are addressing a lot of these focus-hungry classes, such as, like, you know, the Lightning Blade Master, the Wind, Summoner. So they are slowly but surely fixing them, making them less gear dependent in order to enjoy the class. But yeah, that covers the Lightning Blade Master. Out of the Fire Blade Master and the Lightning Blade Master, I'm still pretty sure that the Fire Blade Master will out DPS the Lightning Blade Master. However, the Lightning Blade Master is very flashy and is very fun to play. So on the NA server, I will be sticking to my Lightning build because I do like flashy, and you know, things look pretty cool with the Lightning build. Looks more interesting. And yeah. So again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope this video helped. If it did, I would appreciate a subscribe. It does help out my channel a lot. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heat?